Hello there, YouTube. My name's Heterodox, and I hope you enjoy your time here. I'm a skeptic and free thinker, and I've started this channel with the admittedly unoriginal goal to both entertain and educate. Sometimes I hope to even be able to do both at the same time. I participated in competitive debate for several years, and I've witnessed personally the great benefits that it provides. I'm not alone in this experience. Evidence for those benefits comes in the form of both the experience of competitors themselves and in the success that they often find later in life. Consequently, I will operate under the assumption that one of the best ways, and sometimes the best way, to hash out truth in our lives is via reasoned debate. I aim to treat three specific areas through this channel. Firstly, addressing religious fundamentalism and the dogmatism and authoritarian political order that it frequently engenders. Secondly, debunking misconceptions and stereotypes about humanists, atheists, and other freethinkers. And thirdly, beyond the short term, exposing and refuting pseudoscientific ideas. I can't offer the scientific gravitas that might be carried by Potholer 54 or Wildwood Clare or the Living Dinosaur or Concordance, but I have a lot of respect for them because they do all of that very well. So while I can't guarantee to you just yet that I'll be uniquely helpful in this third regard, I'm relatively certain I won't hurt. My reasons for choosing the aforementioned areas are simple and broadly related. As to the first, a neutral observer of the videos that I've initially planned for this channel might suppose that I harbor some basic antipathy toward religion or toward religious sentiment. This is not the case. While I am a secular humanist, I do attend a church which is amenable to free thinkers and skeptics and adherents of any of a wide variety of religious ideas or none at all. In the religious sphere, my ire is reserved for two phenomena which often manifest in certain religious institutions. In fact, religious institutions seem to have a monopoly on them, but they're not fundamentally connected to religious thinking qua ideas about the supernatural. These two ideas are dogmatism and the tendency toward prescriptivism with respect to one's dogma in social spheres where it's not held. I strongly disapprove on a moral level, for example, of the refusal of certain modern Southern Baptist churches to perform gay marriages and, in the extreme cases, even interracial marriages. As long as their dogmatic bigotry remains within their walls, I consider it their business. But when they or other fundamentalists seek to embody their dogma in law, for example by prohibiting the recognition of gay marriage, a line is crossed. When they claim that Puritans founded the United States for themselves and that the First Amendment only protects the freedom to practice their religion, as Gary North and the late R.J. Rushdoony did, a line is definitely crossed. What I think of this sort of dogmatic thinking in the context of, say, the laws of the state of Indiana, where as of July 1st, 2014, a clergyman will actually be committing a felony by performing a same-sex wedding that the state refuses to recognize, is left as a question for my viewer to answer by induction. As to the second area I hope to cover, as a debater for several years, I have great respect for and a habit of addressing issues in a civil and rational manner. But in promulgating snide, vitriolic, or simply dishonest ideas about the freethinkers and the more moderately religious people that they consider implacable enemies, fundamentalists subvert the notion and purpose of rational argument. If they wish to disprove atheism, secularism, materialism, methodological naturalism, plate tectonics, relativity, nuclear physics, or the theory of evolution, they're welcome to try. If they think that attacking any or all of those ideas successfully would somehow prove their own dogmatic beliefs uniquely true out of all of the competing religious dogmas that have ever claimed divine inspiration, they're welcome to be privately wrong. But making fat jokes about P.Z. Myers and the late Christopher Hitchens, as Conservapedia's Andrew Schlafly has, accomplishes neither of these things, and it distracts from the real significance of the issues under discussion. I particularly aim to discuss dangerous misconceptions about the inherent religiosity of morality and the converse inherent immorality of freethinkers and the irreligious. Thirdly, in my view, the need to refute pseudoscientific ideas is quite similar to the need to refute fundamentalist ideas. Both of these sets of thought are dogmatic in holding certain ideas which are neither to be questioned nor subjected to the weight of evidence. Both of them are prescriptive, as exemplified particularly by the anti-vaccination movement, and all of the hubbub over the legality of gay marriage with respect to their dogma outside of their own sphere. Both offer up frequently absurd views of the world which purport to tie up big, weighty questions in neat little bows, and risk dispelling interest in legitimate investigation and inquiry into the answers that experience suggests are almost certainly out there if only we look for them. The creationist who loudly claims, as the late Duane Gish did, that we can't hope to learn anything about the origins of life, the universe, and everything, except by arbitrary, capricious, and inauthenticable revelation, sets back our understanding of the world and our attempts to overcome the challenges that it presents us with just as destructively and just as surely as does the raving quack shooting his mouth off about the toxicity of bionic wheat, HIV drugs, or microwaved food. My first planned series will discuss one of the great threats to modernity, at least in the Western Hemisphere, presented by religious fundamentalism in the form of resurgent Calvinism. The hemispheric qualifier may not even be necessary. For all the theocratic madness that one encounters today in Pakistan, Turkey, and Iran, these countries actually teach evolutionary biology in their schools, rather than reinforcing and demanding that students uncritically accept the notions of a 6,000-year-old universe and taxonomic classification into arbitrary, unscientific, and inexplicably intransitable Brahmins. After covering the 5 absurd, dangerous, and frequently contradictory central assertions of the belief system that terms itself Reformed theology, I will examine larger problems presented by the Calvinist worldview, both philosophically and in the modern political arena. As I pursue this, your feedback, your votes, and your reasoned criticisms and corrections will all be most appreciated. If you have a particular topic on which you'd like to hear from me, or a particular idea you believe to be in serious need of detailed refutation, I did years of debate. I've done a lot of serious, detailed refutations in my time, and I'll be happy to look into it. If you wish to send me hate mail, I have only two points. One, make your message as long as possible, please. It gives me more material to talk about. And secondly, do not soft pedal anything. If you're going to spew vitriol, I want the pure, oily acid to come out. I hope to hear from all of you, whether you like me or not. Enjoy yourselves.